Peace. All right, peace and black power, everybody. I want to welcome you to another NCRBGZ Productions. Tonight we got a great show lined up. We got two esteemed elders on the panel. I consider them both my elders. Believe it or not, I consider both these men my elders because they're older than me and wiser than me. So I consider them my elders. And, we got a nice show set up tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about the COVID-19. We're going to talk a little bit about martial law and the political implications of all this going on. Now, with that being said, I want to invite everybody to the show. And I also want to give my esteemed elders the opportunity to introduce themselves to the family and tell them how you've been, tell them what you got going on, and we can go from there. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with my elder, I guess the oldest, Brother Ramesu.
Peace. Rahubat. Shalom. Whatever be your greeting. I feel great tonight. It's a beautiful day and time that we're in right now, to check, ourselves to do, that introspection that's really important. But I'm just maintaining, not doing anything different, just maintaining my diet, making sure that my immune system is not compromised. And with that, I'm feeling good. I just have enough time now to get some study in there. Everything is like a ghost town. And, fear sets in, and it's like real crazy. But I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna pass it to the next elder and give him an opportunity to share who he is and what he got going. And that's my brother. Come on, brother elder.
Okay, peace.
Peace.
I just, just here doing the knowledge to what's going on, and time is kind of rough now, because of all of this corona stuff going on, but try to keep myself healthy, stay inside, keep myself protected, go outside. When I go outside, I cover up, try to, don't let none of that stuff get into my system, and just move on with life and don't worry myself. And I hope everybody else is out there, protecting themselves and trying to stay clean within self. So that's about it for me for right now. And I'll pass it on to the younger brother.
Well, since y'all talked about the coronavirus, because right now it's a big hot topic. A lot of people have these stay-at-home curfews going on. They have orders. A lot of states have put us under state of emergency. Some states have the National Guard called in. Where I'm at in the Hosky, today is our first day that after 5 o'clock we ain't able to go outside unless we have a test. So this coronavirus have really took hold of our community, and also it has started affecting our people. Like now, if you sneeze, people looking at you wrong. If you cough, it's people fighting because they coughing and stuff. And so right now, it's like we're running around here headless without a brain with this coronavirus. So I wanted to get y'all brothers up here on the show today so we can kind of make some sense out of the nonsense. So somebody can kind of like draw everybody back in and get us back focused and get us back on our square. Right now, it's like we running amok out here. I took my daughter home like 30 minutes ago and won't nobody on the streets. I might have ran across 2 or 3 cars. So everybody is stuck in the house. So you know, I just want to say, like, I want y'all to jump in, you know, like 20, 30 years ago, who would imagine that this would be going on today? 20, 30 years ago. And y'all can just jump right on in. You know, I'll pass the floor to y'all.
Yeah. Well, you know, I would say that, you know, there's some people that they really imagine this. You know, there were some books, well, Honorable Elijah Muhammad had the book, The Fall of America. And then you have the book by Alex Huxley, A Brave New World. It talked about this, you know, in depth. So, you know, they kind of knew what was going on. I look at this as, and this is kind of complicated because, you know, it's like the Hegelian galactic, where, you know, you have a problem, you know, then, you know, you back up and you watch the people's reaction to the problem that you started, and then you come with the solution. Now, this thing is complicated on many different levels. You know, I'm talking about many different levels. The first level is that we have to recognize that the world is overpopulated. Most of the people, especially Bill Gates, you know, it's like 7.5 billion people on the planet, and he say that in order for us to survive as a people, it has to go down to 500 million. You know, so from 7.2 billion to 500 million, that's a heck of a drop. How do you do that? And the only way you could possibly do that is to create a worldwide pandemic. That's to begin with. Now, you know, there's many ways to achieve that, but at the same time that we're achieving this pandemic, you know, you have to have world leaders that are going to agree to participate in this. Now, this is a golden opportunity here in America for the political process. For example, the president, Trump, tweeted last July, in fact, July 11th, he said that he would love to be the president for 10 or 14 years. Now, to me, 14 sounds eerie because when you go back to 1972, you find that Ferdinand Marcos, who was the president of the Philippines, and he had been the president for a while, but he created what he said was a pretext to a communist threat. So he called the martial law. He called and during that call, the martial law, his tenure extended out to 14 years. 14 years. So now, hypothetically speaking, now if you look around, you know, we're being encroached with the National Guard, you know, state by state. Now, if Trump declares martial law, then what he does is he suspends the electoral process for 2020, and guess what? He's the president for the remainder of a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long there's martial law. So it falls into, you know, his hands beautifully on that level. And then, like I said, on the level that the world is being overpopulated, you know, we're removing people at a rapid pace. But you got to understand, right? I have family members in New York, and the other day, last week, they said New York's cases were jumping sky high. Now, you know, how do you get the pandemic, you know, in New York, right, where the first case that we recorded in America came through Washington, D.C. So now, because that's on the West Coast, and that's coming from China. So now, how do you skip over all the states and then you go to New York, right? And New York has the most cases. Well, New York has a subway system, you know, and you can pump, you know, a weaponized version of what they're calling COVID-19 through the ventilation system in the subway system in New York. Everybody has to breathe that air. There's no coincidence that it's happening there at an alarming rate. However, most of them people that are getting caught up probably have a compromised immune system because the COVID virus, the coronavirus, you know, it's not a new virus. I mean, that virus has been out for some time, you know, and it's a virus that usually affects animals to animals. It's not necessarily from animals to people, unless, of course, it's a special weaponized version where you kind of fuse it with other viruses, like, you have the influenza virus, you have the herpes virus. These are various different pathogens that really attack animals. The coronavirus, it attacks animals. It has a way of inhibiting, the pathogens in animals. Now, if you eat that animal, you're gonna get sick or whatever. But somehow somebody has fused that with what they call four genomes from the HIV virus and weaponized it. And they say this guy is Dr. Lieber. Dr. Lieber he's the chairman of the biological and scientific department of Harvard University. Now, they locked him up January 28th. They locked him up because he lied to the feds about his association with China. And where was he doing his research in China? In Wuhan City, where the virus pops up. They say the Chinese people, the government gave him $1.5 million and was paying him $50,000 a month. For what? And then he couldn't be honest about that. He lied, so the feds locked him up. Now, it just so happens that we have a biological warfare going on because the 5G pops up in Wuhan City, right? That affects electromagnetically, a human body. It's just so many layers to this, and people are because of this weaponized virus that they hit you from the DNA or the RNA perspective, but people are so crazy and running out of their mind that the fear itself will have your immune system compromised because your system is going to secrete a hormone called cortisol, and cortisol is poison. So now you're poisoning your system, right, through the fear, right? And then you're watching CNN, CBS News, and they're putting more fear on you, and then now you flipping out. Now your body is a cesspool for anything that's acidic. So you stand a good chance of getting sick. Be calm, easy. Make sure your system is alkaline. You'll be fine. I'm gonna let my brother Elder chime in on that because I don't want to take up the floor. Yeah. Are you there?
I mean, you could go in on it because I really don't have too much to say about that.
Yeah, you can go
because mostly I might say is about the same thing that you probably said already.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring Eric in on the financial tip of things because of I got an area that I know Eric gonna love to jump in on about
carrot bars.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring him in on stuff. But you know what, Elder, just to give you a break, what I want to do is I want to show the family. I'm gonna show y'all a little video that I have. This is it's on Netflix, and the name of this series is My Secret Terrorist. It's in Korea. They showed this on. Y'all help me and let me know how it look. But they showed this in Korea. In the year,
good, right?
All right, the year
right.
2018. Now this is the 10th episode, and I fast forwarded it to a certain point, and I want y'all to. I'm gonna play it. I want you to read the caption and just tell me what y'all think after I play this. Now you see, it's already saying that there's no cure or vaccine available at this moment. So let's see what goes on. Now my laptop acts slow when it wants to, so y'all bear with me. Sometimes it'll go.
좀더 조사를 해봐야겠지만 변종된 코로나 바이러스입니다. 코로나면 혹시 메르스? 메르스, 사스, 감기 모두 동일한 바이러스의 유전 정보를 지닌 빼내기로 보는데요. 코로나는
Hold on, that's gonna go.
호흡기 질환을 일으키는 대표적인 바이러스. 2015년 메르스 사태 때 사망률이 20%가 넘었죠. 근데 20%는 무기로 쓰일 정도는 아니지 않나요? 아까도 말했다시피 이건 변종된 바이러스예요. 누군가 인위적으로 사망률을 90%에 육박하도록 올린 거죠. 90%? 심각한 건 코로나 바이러스는 평균 2일에서 14일에서 무기를 거치지만 이건 노출되고 단 5분 내에 폐를 직접적으로 공격하도록 인위적으로 변종을 했어요. 그럼 치료제는요? 아직은 시중에 풀린 치료제나 백신은 없어요. 개발이 까다로워요. 다만 코러스 백신. 메르스 사태 후에 백신 개발에 삼국지역에서 곧 특허 출원할 가능성이 있대. 삼국지역이라면 이 근처에 있는 회사인데. 코러스? 어디서 들어본 것 같은데? 인위적으로 조작된 바이러스 사망률은 90%. 그럼 생화학 테러를 준비하는 거야. 빨리 정확한 테러 장소랑 시간 알아내야 돼. 폴스 프로젝트라는 단어를 들었거든요. 사장님이랑 시장님도 한번 들어보세요.
I completed the test with somebody.
더 드릴까?
The injected genetic material successfully adapted. It's time to start the second step of course project. How's it going so far?
Second step is what?
All right. As y'all can see, now let me turn this around. What I want y'all to really pay attention. This came out in 2018, and they were talking about the patent. Now, do y'all know about the corona patent? They filed for a patent 2019. Hold on. Let me stop this, y'all. Bear with me. I got some serious stuff I'm about to tell y'all.
What's up?
Huh? Hey, peace. What's up, Nell?
Peace.
All right, but they filed for a patent for the coronavirus. The patent was filed in 2000. Matter of fact, y'all go ahead and talk. I'm gonna pull that up and let y'all see this. I have the patent number, and I have when they filed for the patent, and I also have when they got approved. And this stuff is crazy. But I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and talk, and I'm gonna try to pull this up. Y'all can Neb done came in. He can say peace. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. But that'll give me time because my computer is really slow, so I can pull this up and let y'all see it.
Peace, Nabon.
Peace.
Peace, yeah. You know, it's funny, right? When you go back to at the end of World War II, right? You find that they had several different Nuremberg trials. You know, they had the trial for the guards at Auschwitz. You know, those different what they call those camps that they were killing the Jews in, concentration camps. Well, you know, the second Nuremberg trial had to do with the scientists, and there were a lot of them that were guilty of war crimes. But America came in and scooped up all those scientists and brought them back here to America, and many of them were employed in the United States Chemical Corps of Engineers for the Army. And they were responsible for creating what we call weaponized diseases or weaponized drugs that would be able to, dwindle a population down, especially, this weaponized version of marijuana. They call it EA 2233. But getting back to this weaponized version of the coronavirus, it's quite easy to see how they make money on multiple different levels. Because if I tell you, right, that we have to allocate money, which the president did, he allocated something like I believe a couple of billions of dollars to research for this cure, the vaccine. He said it's going to take maybe 12 to 18 months, but they already have the cure. They have the cure already. All the stuff in between is to get people scared and freaked out so they can run and beg to get this vaccination. Well, that's going to tax the Medicaid, and it's going to, all the insurance companies, and they somebody is getting paid. There's a government within the government, and somebody's getting paid because they already got the cure. You know what I mean? And Trump, allowed you to see that he's not worried because he already know the deal. He's not worried at all because he know they got a cure. He don't mind shaking your hand or whatever. And the funny thing about it is that we don't see the game. I was watching the other night. They had a town hall meeting with Anderson Cooper and Sanjay Gupta, the doctor, and then Bill Gates. Now, Sanjay Gupta was in this movie called Contagion that came out in 2011, which really talks about the same thing that's happening right now. And he was the doctor in that movie. So now he's playing like he don't have a clue as to what's going on. He was in the movie. But now here it is in the town hall meeting the other night. You have a computer geek, right? Bill Gates, a computer geek, is telling, a doctor in the audience at the town hall how this thing is going to play out. He's giving them advice. Since when do you have a computer geek tell a doctor what's going to go on and how it's going to play out? How does that happen? Unless, of course, there's some information that he's privy to that we're not. This is a conspiracy to the highest degree, and we have to be able to wake up and see that there's some people in government that are not playing games and they're not being straight up with us. So the only way that we can stay sharp is to make sure that we eat the right foods. Get you some elderberry, all right? Get you some sea moss. Make sure you're hydrated. Do basic stuff. Stay away from dairy. Don't. And I mean, people are so crazy. Like the brother said earlier. You sneeze, people look at you funny. Well, if your immune system is intact, you don't have nothing to worry about. Because like Dr. Sabi said, he said the only disease is mucus. And how do you get that? With an acidic diet. That's the only way you're going to get it. They say it attacks the respiratory system. Well, if you have water, right, which is what it does, you have water on your lungs. They call it pneumonia, but really it's mucus on the lungs. And no different than if you have mucus in your bronchial tract. They call it bronchitis, but it's mucus. No different than if you have mucus on the pancreatic duct, but they call it diabetes, but it's mucus. You have mucus on the brain, they call it Alzheimer's, but it's mucus. So if you rid the body of mucus by alkalining it, how can you get sick? That's Dr. Sabi's concept, and that's a concept that most people are living by, and it's real. One other thing I wanted to say, right, before I turn it over. I was talking to my daughter the other day because I still have children in New York. They said that they gave a number of cases, right? And then the very next day, they said the number of cases that died overnight within that 8-hour period had skyrocketed into the thousands. So my question would be this, because I just lost a brother about a week and a half ago, and he ran into the back of a car on 64 and then hit the Jersey wall and died, instantly. He didn't have a seatbelt on. So now, but they didn't know if he had been drinking because he had a problem with alcohol, but there were bottles in the car. So they had to do an autopsy. Now, anytime they do an autopsy takes weeks, sometimes months, to get to the cause of death. So now how are they coming overnight with the cause of death for all that amount of people when we know that the system, the medical system in New York is backed up. They backed up for months. So how did they come with those statistics overnight? Just a question I want to ask and put out there. And it just raises my suspicions. Like, they already know what's going on. You know, just that, you have so many people out there that are forming groups of what we call sheeple. And they're afraid to really act on their own because a bad diet doesn't allow you to make good judgments. You know, you don't have the ability to be rational. You know, you don't have the ability to, have a critical analytical analysis of the subject matter because you're not getting the right nutrients, trace minerals. And you can get that, you change your diet. Real simple. Real simple. You know, we try to make this thing so complicated and simple. So with that, I'm gonna turn it over to whoever wants to, add on in the cipher. Because that's what we do. You know, we add on. You know, we build in this cipher. You know, and I respect everybody in the cipher because you have something that you bring to the table. You know, we all got that gift. You know what I mean? And we just have to go inside, utilize the gift that we have. And if you don't go inside and find out what your gift is to this situation, then you're gonna be gift hating on other people's gifts. You know what I mean? Just, you have something that you bring to the table. Bring it. With that, I'm gonna say peace.
Peace, peace.
Peace.
Hey, y'all want to add on, or y'all want me to share y'all this patent information real fast? All right. Well, look, I'm gonna show it to y'all. We can change gears also. But look, all right. Can y'all see this? Y'all let me know if y'all can see it. It says coronavirus, and the patent. This is the patent number, so y'all can Google this yourselves. You know what matter? Let me make my screen bigger. Let me zoom in. I want y'all to see these dates, man. This stuff is crazy to me. When I looked into and saw the dates, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. All right, so this is the European patent number for the coronavirus. This is the European Patent Office now, it's not United States, right? So what I want y'all to check out is, I'm gonna scroll down. All right, so we can see, all right, they applied for this, application was filed on 7/23/19, 2015 is when they applied for it. I hope y'all can see it. Can y'all see this? Can y'all read this, or is blurred?
I can read it. I can read it.
All right.
Yeah. Erica Buckington.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go down. I want y'all to see when the application was granted. They granted the application 11/20/2019, November 20th, 2019, the application was granted. Now, look at the application status. When did the application status become active? March the 30th, 2020. And the patent is anticipated to expire 7/23/1935. Now, today is March the 30th. And it's saying that this application status is active. So I guess not only have the application been granted, now it's actually active. So they actively have a patent as of today. That's
deep. That's deep.
Yeah, very interesting. Now, y'all see this, so you can Google it yourself, man. I was looking into it and I ran into it myself. So now we know that in certain places in Europe, they are starting to have mandatory, where they're making you take the vaccine, and they having like checkpoints in Europe right now. I can't think name of the country. I can't think of it right now, but they are making you take the vaccination right now. You have to take it, and they have checkpoints. Either you got the coronavirus or you're taking the vaccination. So and that's going to lead into where I want to go next. As far as making the vaccinations mandatory, forcing you, are we headed down a road where we will be forced to have to take this vaccination for the coronavirus? Is this stimulus check that Donald Trump gonna send out, do that come with stipulations, meaning that you have to take this vaccination? Is this what's going on? I'm just gonna ask the question, I'm gonna let y'all answer it. You know, like, is this part of the plan? Is this where we're headed, where we're gonna be forced to take these vaccinations? If you realize, since the coronavirus has came out, there's no more flu stats. Ain't nobody got the flu no more. You realize the flu, everybody that has symptoms of the flu is no longer the flu. It's automatically the coronavirus now.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, if it's automatically the coronavirus, has the flu always been a coronavirus? Like, you get what I'm saying? Or why all of a sudden now is everything the coronavirus? You know, and where do y'all think we're headed? Do you think martial law, do you think they're gonna use this to implement martial? I know you touched on it, Elder, but do you think this is something that they're gonna use to implement martial law? Also, are we the citizens will we accept martial law? Are the citizens asking for martial law? Are the citizens willing to allow our constitutional rights to be taken away in the name of safety? What do y'all think? What y'all want to say about it? I open up the floor to y'all.
Yeah, that's a real good question. And you know, the simple answer to that is this, right? As long as the Constitution is active, then we have a choice. You know, we can take the vaccination, or we can decline to take it. But under martial law, there's no Constitution, so you could be forced to do anything that the state, by way of the president, says that we need to do. Because remember, you know, the United States of America is a private corporation, and the employees of the corporation are called citizens. So now, you know, we can go that way to acknowledge that yes, we are, or we can, you know, understand that we're separate entities, you know, living in this country, right, as being sovereign citizens, or sovereign to a nation other than the United States corporation. So we can get into a lot of different areas there, but yeah, it can get real deep to the point that it seems like martial law would be the answer, because the bottom line in all this, you know, the earth is overpopulated, and they really got to get it down, because, you know, we're talking about poor people, low to moderate income families. They're trying to get rid of, because, you know, they see us, you know, as a hindrance, you know, and we're taking up space, their space, and we're eating the food that belongs to them. And you can see that because, like I said, you know, the majority of the cases now are in New York. Now, New York is the heartbeat of America. This is where Wall Street is. This is one of the things that Trump was saying. We don't want the nation to fall out. So how do we solve the problem? So now, you know, we attack New York. New York is becoming more attractive to the rich and famous, you know, and in fact, they get ready to close Rikers Island, the biggest jail. 9 jails on an island in New York. They're closing that in 2025. And their plan is to build luxury, high-rise, you know, dwellings that will attract the rich and famous. And the biggest attraction is this: hey, you can come to New York and live on an island. There's only one way in and one way out. That means no crime. No crime. You know what I mean? So it becomes very, very attractive and very appealing. But it all goes back to the fact that this is Agenda 21. You know, this morphed into Agenda 30. That started with Global 2000. You know, with Jimmy Carter, and Cyrus Vance. So we're just seeing this being played out right now, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. That's my input. I'm curious to hear what my brother Elder and Neb wants to add into that cipher. Roll back.
Peace.
Well, one thing that I say about that, is I think, what I'm saying, that they're going to really try to push hard for that martial law because, it's too many people now that's catching, this cold coronavirus. And it's like it done got so out of hand now. And from what I was hearing, they don't even have no type of control of it. So most likely, I think that they might try to push that martial law, if nobody's that's really out here that's trying to protect themselves, because there's a lot of people that's walking around here now, instead of trying to be in safety and, wearing masks and stuff when they go out so they won't catch it or, nobody won't give it to them. Since nobody's trying to go through these safeties rules and stuff like that, I believe that they would, try to push the martial law. And one thing with this thing of by us being in a corporation, yes, if we in that corporation, they do have rightful, laws to do whatever they want with us, because if we're under that corporation, we don't have no other choice but to do that. It's either do it or, mess around, be locked up or quarantined, for the rest of your life, maybe. So, I hope that it don't go to that point, but that's what it seemed like they trying to push for. In my eyesight, it seemed like, and just like I said, I hope we don't have to go through it like that, because I think that it might be some war out here. So I pass it on to y'all brothers here and say y'all piece on it.
Thank you, brother, for sharing that.
Bigger than color now, man. Coming down, like I said, get the good players out. You got the synagogue senior force hit behind everything. They always help. Trying to get all us out here, man. White, black, it don't matter. Their own to a new world order, man. The international thing. It's not just an American thing. It's the international thing.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, brother.
Yeah, speak up.
Y'all hear me now?
Oh yeah, that's better. That's much better.
I think it's an international thing, man. It's what's going on in America. It's happening in Britain, Rome, Asia. All this is a big plan. It's a massive plan from the Jews, man. The so-called Jews, whatever. You know what I mean? And they're trying to wipe out people, man. Like Elder Mitchell said. It's just crazy, man. And I got many things on my mind right now, brother. But I'm prepared. I'm prepared for, I got my vitamin C. I got my black seed oil. I got my artillery and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to keep an eye on my mom and dad next door. They older. I got to make sure I'm not contaminated. Whole lot of things going on. Got my children they finally home now from Mexico. So I'm basically chiming in, man, trying to learn something. But
Yeah,
I think it's really not just an American thing. It's a international thing. And I don't see no color in this, man. Everybody down for this shit, man. One time people saying black people couldn't catch it. You know what I mean? You got people like Kevin Durant, NBA players, man, in good shape catching it, you know what I mean? And they said once you get it, if you survive, you'll never be the same. Your respiratory will be messed up, man. They're slowing your respiratory down, you know what I mean? Something, whatever. So we'll see next year, if we be here next year, we'll see next year how Kevin Durant can run on the court, man. How this coronavirus really does people, you know?
Yeah.
But we ain't a trying times right now, brother and sisters, whoever else listening, gonna listen later on. We're in a trying time.
Well, let me add in before you go, Elder. I just to say this, I'm an optimistic person. So, but one thing I'm very keen on is that we are of nature, and anything that comes from nature, because I believe that this disease may have been man-made or played with, but I think it's a natural disease. And I believe that anything that comes from nature, we're gonna adapt. And we're gonna adapt. And the measles and the fact that we have sickle cell in us is an attestation that we will adapt to whatever epidemic or pandemic come out. We will adapt to that and survive it. So with that, I don't look at it as serious as doomsday. Also, I'm very big on that we bring our own reality into life. I really believe that we speak things into existence, and we can also bring it into life. So like with me, I'm with you, Cam. I got my family, I got my mama, and I got to make sure we all safe. But at the same time, I understand that, everything is an illusion. It all depends on your perspective of what the illusion is. So when you have your own perspective of it, it allows me to wiggle through it. And I'm actually like, I'm okay. Like, when it comes, because to me, like when it comes to the virus, like 16,000 people have died of the flu this year. 16,000 has already died of the flu so far this year. Now, this coronavirus, the rate is 1 out of 10. Basically, out of every 10 people that get it, maybe 1 would die. If you look at the deaths in the United States of America, it's like 700 or 800 last time I checked, but it's been like 70 or 8, 7. The cases, when we look at the amount of people that tested positive and the amount of a death, it's at a 1% ratio. So it's a 1 out of 10 ratio, like a 10%. So the death rate of this virus is not that high. But at the same time, we want to be do our due diligence, and we don't want to catch it. You don't want to catch it, you don't want to pass it on. But to be real about the whole situation, when I came back from Africa in January, I was sick, and I had the symptoms of the coronavirus. Every symptom that I'm reading, I had that in January. And most people around me had it in January and December. It was a bad case of the flu that went through our area. Cam, you know what we had? It was a bad case of the flu where everybody was having chills. They were sick. This was in December, January. And to me, that was the coronavirus. But because they didn't know what to call it then. They didn't have a name for it. Now they have named it the coronavirus. And we survived that. So I just feel like those with the weak immune systems, it attack your lungs. That's the same thing that the what kind of, I think it was the swine flu, or the in the 1920s, it was a flu that came in 1918. I can't think of the exact name of that flu right now, but it came
Spanish flu.
Spanish flu. The Spanish flu came in 1918, and it killed over 600,000 people. But it was the same symptoms. It attacked your throat. And this is what the coronavirus is doing. So I'm like, it's serious, but I don't think it's to this point where I think right now people will allow martial law. I think that we at the point now where we want martial law. You got people right now that are saying that we should come in the house and stay quarantined in our houses and don't come outside for at least 30 days. You have people asking for that. And this is where I want to go with this. What happened to us? What has happened to us in America? Because this is where I want to go. I want to take us back to the early 90s. The early 90s. Would we allow this? Will we allow what's going on today? And because you had all these, the SARS, you had all this stuff. When Ebola came out and was killing all the black folks, it wasn't such a big deal, and it was killing niggas. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? But now that this is a virus that ain't really, and when you brought up Africa, listen, if you look at the continent of Africa, it's not that many cases. It's there, but it's not there like that. It's not like it is here. But these African Americans that's having it, like Kevin Durant, and I'm wondering, like, yo, y'all real healthy. Some of them vegans. The actor was a vegan, I'm like, yo, but I'm wondering, like, are y'all the front for this? Are y'all being paid to say y'all got it? This is just me. This is where I'm looking. Look, I'm asking y'all a question. Do y'all know anybody in your immediate family, or is not in your immediate family, or that's in your circle of family that has it? Because I don't know.
My daughter told me her homegirl's husband just passed away a couple of days ago. He had it, and again, they in New York. But again, I'm saying, they've been spraying stuff with chemtrails, all across the nation. Now, I noticed a couple of days ago, I came outside and there was no chemtrails in the sky. Everything was just, blue, no chemtrails. So now, I'm thinking like, okay, now we got to break from that for a minute, right? Because they spray stuff. They spray stuff, and it gets caught up in our ionosphere. And if you think about it, right, we had that trade war going on with China, and the place that the trade war started was Wuhan City. This is where they introduced the 5G technology that has an effect on electromagnetic magnetism, and that's what we're made of. We talk about 2G, 3G, all that has an effect on the environment. And it affected the bees when 2G came out. Birds. It's affecting our environment, and if you don't pay attention to the electromagnetic, aura that you have within you, then you're going to fall victim. They say the Most High, the Creator, God, Allah, Buddha, whoever, how you want to address your Creator, say He breathed into man the breath of life, and then man became a living soul. But He also said He has power and dominion over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the planet. So now, if you don't believe that within your own, circumference, then you're gonna fall victim to whatever they present for you. And it's our mind state. You know what I mean? When you start breaking down the mind state, you start becoming sheeple. That was the question you asked earlier. How did we get like this? Because we're taking information from Johnny come latelys that don't know how to stay on the planet, because they never knew how to be in tune with nature. They fight nature. You know what I mean? When we are basically people who have always been in tune with nature based on our melanin. You know what I'm saying? So when we get back to the basics, then we're going to be all right. And being all right means that we take a positive affirmation to how we live. We live with positive affirmation, because you said it. As a man thinketh, so shall it be. The mind is powerful. They was telling people on CNN, listen, you got to pretend like you got the virus. You got to pretend like you got the virus. Now, check that out. And you running around talking about, I got the virus. You calling that. You claiming that. You bringing that, and that's what they want you to do. It's word magic that they play on us. No different than when you go in the store where they say, hello. Yeah, I know hell is down low. You know what I'm saying? They wake up, good morning. Well, we in a funeral. You know what I mean? They play word magic with us, and we fall for the okie doke. We need to start taking the position that we have as rulers upon this earth, because we're here. We're in the place where those ancestors wanted to see this day in time. This is the greatest day in time that the planet has ever seen. And we're here. we're here. And you have to recognize that we're here. And they recognize it. That's why they're trying to get rid of us. You know what I mean? But you have to put yourself in survival mode. So, you know, I'm glad that you're taking care of your family, Nebon. I'm glad you're taking care of your family, Heru, you know, and my brother Eric. You know what I mean? Because that's what men do. You know, and we recognize, you know, nature and how it works. Because, you know, the law of polarity say everything is generated out of its own opposite. So where there's an ebb and flow, we're going through an ebb right now, we're going to flow back to the other side. You know what I mean? So just as quick as this came, it's going to leave the same way. You know, it's ebb and flow. We go through cycles, you know, birth, death, and regeneration. You know, these are the phenomena of life and how they show up. But we have to be able to recognize it. If we don't, we'll be lost.
On Facebook, Rochester, New York, around that way, upstate New York. One of the guys that I'm one of the guys on earth that I'm friends with, Knowledge of Infinite Allah, one of his uncles passed away from coronavirus. And I had a cousin pass away yesterday with chest pains, man. He live in Wake County, so got a lot of coronavirus going around there too, you know what I mean? But we should just be careful. We're gonna be all right. We the original people, man. We're gonna be all right. Just be careful with the elders, you know what I mean? And the babies.
That's right.
Keep washing our hands. We civilized anyway. Keep washing our hands, man. We be doing that anyway. You know what I mean? We never stop washing our hands. And this ain't the virus. I'm fine. But yeah. We just gotta take precautions. That's all we gotta do, man. And yeah, it's black people getting it, Stuart. Older people, man. And our brother, elder, if you need to come to Carolina, man, get away from that mess, man. Let me know. So we ain't got a case in Gates County, man.
Yeah, we got two over here in Hereford County. There's 2 in Hereford County.
You hear me, elder? Ain't got no case in Gates County, man. So if you need to come down here, you can come down here, man.
Okay.
And I'll be in Virginia for 4 days, right? Working.
Yeah.
And then my days off be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You see me Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You can be living here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Virginia Beach, I know Virginia Beach full of it, man. Population, man.
Yeah.
Full of, you know, you want to be around a revolution, man. With all them people, you want to be in the country, man, away from people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thank you for that. I thank you for that invitation. I thank you for that invitation, truly. You know.
Right, seriously, man. But we talked about that last year anyway. You supposed to be down here.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I love Hosky. I love Hosky. Yeah.
Gates County, man. Gates County, we ain't got no none of that stuff going on right here, right now that we know of. You know what I mean? So we fine, you know. Yeah. We God's country.
Yeah. No doubt. Hey, listen, wherever we walk on the planet, we're gonna be right.
We're gonna be
right.
You know what I mean?
We'll be all right. Yeah. That's right. Wherever we walk.
Same for y'all other guys, man. If y'all need me and need a place to stay, Trueborn, same thing, man. I know you're in Fayetteville. Same thing, Set Haru, Stewart.
You already know me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But look,
Trueborn.
Oh yeah.
I got a question I want to ask y'all. To kind of like take this conversation to a different area. You know, like with the coronavirus and the way the stock market has crashed, and you know, a lot of people are losing their 401k plans, and it's a good time where we should actually try to invest now. Is this a time that you think that, you know, we should take this crisis as far as the financial crisis and try to turn it into something that we can make money off of? You know, like buying gold or buying silver or buying cryptocurrency or getting into stocks and bonds, the stock market, and, you know, stuff like that. Do y'all think that, you know, at the end of this rainbow is a pot of gold? You know, they say at the end of a rainbow you got a pot of gold, right? So do y'all think this crisis that we in at the end of the rainbow is a pot of gold? And, you know, should we actually try to use this to our advantage and try to like get in the stock market or buy gold, you know, silver? Because I would tell y'all that the price of silver, I was telling Eric this earlier, the price of silver was $36 an ounce, and now it's selling around $14. Now, silver is what we consider the poor man's gold. I consider the poor man gold because you can buy a lot of it at a cheap price. But it was around $36. Now it's down to like $14. So you can get it for a nice price, you know. And along with the stocks, you know, when they passed this stimulus packet, a lot of the stocks went up. Some had dropped a lot. So I'm just saying, what do y'all think about this financial turmoil? Do you think it's a good time to try to invest in the market, or you should just stay out? What do y'all think? You know,
I'm gonna say one thing, cause I'm gonna get off the phone. I'm gonna get off the phone, man. I'm tired, man. I'm gonna say one thing. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we listen.
Got you.
All right. Stuart, brother Mensu, Eric, y'all good, y'all great with arts and crafts, man. Y'all make jewelry and different things, whatever. Make some face masks, man. All we need is material. You can make face masks, man. People going crazy with face masks, man, right now. To my quick lick right now. Face masks. It's just like a little bit of cotton linen, right?
Yeah.
If you can make them damn things there, man, it ain't gotta look just like that stuff. A face mask, you can make a good lick right there.
Hey,
it's funny you should say that, man, because one of my sons right now is making some deals right now in India, because the face masks is, and the coronavirus test kits are coming out of India. And I spoke with my son earlier today, and that's the move that he's getting ready to make right now. He's getting ready to make them to sell them, to New York and other states. He's getting ready to get a bulk of them. But you're right, that's the way to go, Bon, the face masks.
If anybody get fished with that face mask, man, you might be a millionaire once a damn storm. You know what I mean?
All you gotta do is you get your the thing. If you drink coffee, you know them white things that you put the coffee in.
That's right. Yeah.
You can use them. You can actually use them, and if you tie the string into it, you can use them as face masks. So
you put more little decoration stitches to it, make so people won't see it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, but that's all. I'm just telling you right there. There you go. You can get them little coffee, whatever they call. Get 1,000 of them. Get somebody to sew the little stuff up, and there you go, buddy. Look, put them out there on them. Also, tissue. Tissue right now is a hot commodity because tissue is still being sold. Like, you can't buy tissue. It's hard to find tissue still to this day.
Do y'all know how to make soap and hand sanitizer? That's a lick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a lick. That's a lick.
Yeah.
But what? Alcohol and what else?
I jumped in some stocks though. When the stocks dropped, I brought some, man. I went in there. And I also got me some silver. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you can't beat that.
I think when you take a look at the stock market, people are losing fortunes because the stock market is inconsistent. It goes up and down. But we have to go back to gold and silver because, when you think about it, if you're looking at yourself as an American citizen or, you obey the Constitution, then you understand that the only thing that they recognize really is gold and silver. So gold is currency. It's an electromagnetic energy booster. You know what I mean? So the only thing with gold and silver, it continues to go up. It really doesn't decline in value. And the value is always going up. So I would say, get with True Born because he's connected with that carrot bar, and let's promote that. Let's pump that because like I said, in stocks, I wouldn't want to take a chance, man. That's like playing CeeLo. That's like shooting crap to me. You know what I mean? You dealt the hand. And you think you got a good hand because you got a straight and somebody come with a full house or you know what I'm saying. It's to me it's just a little more dangerous. I'd rather take my chances on that silver than gold. And like you say, silver it might be a good way to go right now.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you on individual. I got a new number, Elder. I got a new number. I'm gonna text it to you.
Okay, okay.
Drew Bourne, I got a new number, man. It's the same number. I'm gonna text
Got
it to
you.
you.
Okay.
I'm gonna get on the phone, man. It was a great conversation. It's good seeing y'all guys.
All right, and look,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
be safe, bro. You do some rest, man.
If y'all need place of getaway, man, y'all come over here, man.
Okay, brother. Thank you for the invitation.
And 2 couches.
Yeah, I got to get ready to get off too, because I got some things that I need to do before I get late.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, we can go ahead and I can let y'all close out if y'all want to. And we can, you know, it was a great conversation. I appreciate y'all for coming up here. You know, us having a nice little bill, and you know, we can do this a little bit more often. A little more people are home. And you know, the whole purpose is, you know, to kind of like make some sense out of the nonsense, man. That's the whole
Right,
purpose. Make some sense out of the nonsense. And I thank y'all for coming, man. Y'all tell people where they can find you, your social media, whatever you have. Let people know where you at, so you can be found. And, you know, we go from there.
Okay, I could be found on social media. I'm at Dr. Remesu Amunre. You can look for me there, and you know, we can correspond like that. Actually, it's Remesu Amunre. That's RAMESSU. Amun, AMUN, and then Ray, RE. With that, I'm gonna say peace.
Shalom, Rabbah. Peace.
Peace. Robot.
Okay. Well, I could be connected, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook, you know, by Eric Rains or Rains Eric. And, you know, if you want to get involved with gold or silver, you can contact me on, you know what I'm saying, Facebook, and I can connect you and get you started on building wealth. And, bruh, I guess I hand it over to you.
All right. Well, look, I thank you, everybody, and look, man, peace, y'all. I'm gonna post this video on Facebook Live tomorrow. I'm gonna post it, so I'll tag y'all in it, man. I thank y'all for coming up here. Everybody, thanks for watching the show, man. Y'all leave a comment, thumb up the video. Peace.
Peace.